So yesterday we have covered how do we align, how do we do alignment of the body has three elements: posture, pronunciation, and listen. So today we'll be doing covering the aligning the mind. Our Western civilization has been remarkably successful in strengthening the influence of ripus, the inner enemies of the conditioned soul. These enemies, which make the mind untamed, are the lusty desires to enjoy as much as we can lay our hands on. Dr. Cornel West, the American philosopher and scholar, shared with Radhanath Swami in an interview, we live in the age of mass distraction weapons. The mind regularly cheats us with misguided perceptions of reality. We become lost in essential things that we believe to be a priority or necessity and endlessly flit between what we want and don't want, forever changing our minds without reason or warning. We have become sick with the speed of our mind, spoiled by a hectic, frantic inner environment. Cursed by the illusion energy, we fluctuate between past happenings, remembered as happy or sad, and future fantasies projected to give happiness or distress. The mind is specialist in stewing on what he said, what she said, what he really meant by doing that, what we did and did not do moments ago, days ago, weeks ago, and years ago. It is equally proficient at anticipating what will he do next. What will he do next as a result? What if our plan works out? Or what if it does not work out? What about my plan? Thus, we are either in the past or in the future. But right now, we are not here. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura captures this sentiment in his poem Sharanagati, Sharanagrahi, Saragrahi Vaishnava. Forget the past that sleeps and near the future dream at all, but act in time that are with thee and progress thee shall call. It is critical we train our minds in deep concentration or mindfulness. Be in the now because in reality, real true life happens in the present moment. We only have the present time to live. We only have some authority over the moment right now. Why should we be ruled by things of the past or the unknown future? We have a chance to be with Krishna right now. Practice being in the present with each name you chant. Bhakti only happens in the present. If we are not aligned in this way, we'll go through the life but not notice the lessons placed before us. We will see but not recognize. We will be disheveled and all over the place. Have you ever tried to have a conversation with someone who is constantly receiving phone calls? It is not possible to enter into any deep topics because his mind is dispersed. Krishna also cannot communicate with us if our mind is all over the material world. It cannot enter our heart if we have given it to other things. Be with the chanting by bringing your mind to it. Wherever the mind wanders, due to its restless nature, bring it back. This is a famous archery contest described in the Mahabharata, where Dronacharya, the great teacher of the Pandavas and Kauravas, called all his students to demonstrate their skills. He requested them to shoot an arrow into the eye of a wooden bird placed elusively at the top of a tree. He first asked Duryodhana to try his luck, then Yudhishthira, and after him all other young princes. But before permitting them to release their arrows, he asked each of them to describe what they saw after they had taken aim. Each hopeful archer described how they could see the tree, leaves, the birds, other students, their teacher, and so on. Dronacharya was not pleased and forbade all of them from attempting to hit the mark. Finally, he called for Arjuna, asked him that what he saw. Arjuna readied himself to shoot, just as the others did, and replied, I see only the eye of the bird. What about the tree? Your brothers, all of us, probed the teacher. Right now, I see only the eye of the bird. replied Arjuna. Dronacharya commanded fire. What was the point of the test? Dronacharya wanted to teach the importance of focus. When you are focused on your goal and your mind is deeply fixed on that goal, the rest of the body aligns itself. The same holds true for chanting the holy name. Our goal is to be utterly present when we chant. In this context of Kirtana, to align the mind means to listen both to the lead singer and to yourself as you repeat after him. Because most of us identify so deeply with the content of the mind, in some ways, Kirtana means to lose the mind in order to find it. Lose the material mind, find your Krishna conscious mind. This means to constantly switch off distracting thoughts and replace them with the thoughts of Krishna. To do that, we have to practice the essence of mental focus, return the mind to the chanting whenever it drifts away. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 6:26, Yato yato nischalati manaschanchalam asthiram tatastato niyama yaitad atmanyeva vasam nayet. From wherever the mind wanders due to flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. So, in summary, to align the mind means one, first point, relinquish the thoughts of the past and future, focus on being utterly present. Second point, keep bringing your attention back to hearing the holy names. Don't despair if the mind still wanders. Just learn to catch it and bring it back. It is something one needs to practice relentlessly. Srila Prabhupada reiterated the solution with encouraging words. What is controlling of the mind? You have to chant and hear. That's all. You have to chant with your tongue, hear the sound. That's all. What is the question of the mind? Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees. I think it's already summarized in this chapter, so it's easy for us. So how do we, align the mind, not to think of future or past, keep it focus in the present, and just as we read in the Japa book, hear one mantra at a time. If still mind wanders, at least one word at a time. That's how we keep bringing our mind back to listening to the our japa, one word or one mantra at a time. Then we'll go back to the Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Sundara Goswami Namane. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. I offer my respectable obeisances unto His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Our respectable obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva, delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Dvaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktunga. I offer my respectable obeisance to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara Pandit, Srivas Thakur, and all the devotees of the Lord Chaitanya. The Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always accompanied by his very confidential associates such as Sri Nityananda, Sri Gadadhara, and Sri Advaita, and many devotees like Sri Vasa. Lord Chaitanya is the most merciful incarnation of Sri Krishna. His associates are even more merciful. They are always engaged in chanting the name of the Lord and are always describing Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The word Hara is the form of addressing the energy of the Lord, and the words Krishna and Rama are forms of addressing the Lord Himself. Both Krishna and Rama mean the supreme pleasure. And Hara is the supreme pleasure energy of the Lord, changed to Hare in the vocative. The supreme pleasure energy of the Lord helps us to reach the Lord. These three words, namely Hare, Krishna, and Rama, are the transcendental seeds of Mahamantra. The chanting is a spiritual call for the Lord and his internal energy. Hara to give protection to the conditioned soul. This chanting is exactly like a genuine cry of a child for its mother. Mother Hara helps the devotee achieve the grace of Supreme Father Hari or Krishna, and Lord reveals himself to